The other night, I was having an internal monologue. Charles, you don't need a new Scarlett action figure. You have one. She's awesome. She comes with a crossbow. But damn it, Amazon got me. What can I say? So we are going to do an unboxing and review of the retro G.I. Joe classified Scarlett action figure. I'm going to start with the packaging, the lightness, the articulation, and the accessories. So you're going to get a full, complete breakdown of this action figure. So let's start with the packaging. You can take a little break over here. I absolutely love this packaging. It's on a card with the bubble packaging here, and you can see all of the accessories through the window, and it's a completely different look from the Scarlett that I already have in my collection. This appears to be some kind of swimsuit slash tactical spandex thing going on. I don't even know what you would call it, but it really jumps off the page. It's eye-catching, and so I like that aspect of it. And on the back, we have a biography, O'Hare, Shanna M, counterintelligence. Her primary specialty is intelligence, secondary specialty classified, birthplace Atlanta, Georgia. And so they really went all in, and you can see the different figures that are in this line. We have Outback, which I may just get for symmetry to complete the line. Scarlett, and we have Duke, who I have, and I did a review on this channel of a couple weeks ago. You can go back and find that one. That's another brilliant figure, which is another reason I might get this Outback, because these two have knocked it out of the park. And on the front, we have the classic G.I. Joe logo. So without further ado, I'm going to open this guy, and we'll get a look at the actual figure itself. Okay, so we got our brand new Scarlett out of the box. Let's talk about first the likeness and appearance. I want to do a little compare and contrast between these two figures. So we start with the new one here. We have, you can tell from the face already, and I think even from the attire that it's more of a comic book slash cartoon vibe that they're going with here. The face doesn't have as many photorealistic details as the one currently in my collection. Here it is more from the face, the makeup or lack thereof on this figure, and even the attire. This is more cartoony, comic book, which is not a bad thing. I mean, the last thing I want to do is buy a figure that's exactly like one I have. That's a waste. I hate when companies put out the same figures, and they want to pressure you to buy them so you can complete the set. Nah, I'm not gonna buy it for something because it has a slightly different color. I'm not gonna get caught in that trap. And then we look at so we talked about the face, the head. The hair has a very cool feature, which we'll get into when we go into accessories. But we have the red ponytail, hair pulled back. It's the same as far as the attire goes. This looks more like something you would see in a modern war movie. Appears more tactical. These are in fact pants, and you can actually see some of the fabric effect as you go through. Which clearly delineates that these are pants with great detail in them, from pockets to wrinkles to extra padding. This is something you would expect to see. It's more practical. And this, quite frankly, is like a wetsuit under a swimsuit. And you look at the actual figure itself. This one, if we have them at the same height, because I'm using the stand for this one is quite a bit thinner. This figure has a lot more weight, has a little bit more weight to noticeable. though more musculature, and for some reason, cake. I don't need cake in my action figures, but there it is, a badunkadunk on Scarlett. Kind of conflicted, but whatever. And so, but it's a great looking figure, and it's really eye catching, and it's, something that draws your attention. Um, Looks great though, a lot of detail. We have a quiver here for to hold arrows, knife sheath on this side right here. I like that bright yellow as it contrasts with this gray. It's one of those things that make it really pop. To whereas this is understated and a beautiful figure in itself. It's made to appear more tactical and to blend in, almost camouflage. This is made to pop, made to catch the eye, and that it does. Let's see, are there any other differences? Yes. So I noticed this when I was getting ready for the video. As we go into articulation, we have, the ball joint on the head, which is, virtually standard on all figures. And then we get down to the shoulders here. We have on the older classified, we actually have a double jointed shoulder with a butterfly cutout, so you can get a little bit more horizontal action. What I'm talking about when I say butterfly cutout is we have the shoulder here, and then we have another joint here. Then we have a cut on the back and a little bit deeper into the torso and on the front, so you can get more range horizontally from the arm. So that's nice. The new figure, it appears to have a single jointed elbow. But there's really not much hindering the motion, regardless. And so yeah. And another big difference is here between the shoulder and the bicep, we have a joint which allows you vertical motion even from just the arm. But on this first figure, we do not have that cut between the shoulder and the bicep, and I have a feeling that that is not there because this figure is very slender. It would be physically taxing to put that joint there, and so that may be a reason or even an advantage of the musculature on this figure. And then as we go down to the elbow, we have a single joint on the elbow of the older classified, a single joint, so you're not going to get as much motion. But again, that may be because of the slender arm and the limitations thereof. This, however, actually, can you just stand up for one moment? Okay, take a break. Here we actually have a double jointed elbow, and it sticks a little, but you get it under some light heat, you'll be able to get full advantage of that arm. Now, as a note of caution, this is actually the second time I'm doing this review because this figure has a flaw that can really affect your figure if you're not careful. When I got the box earlier last week and recorded this, the way that they have her package, and because of the smaller size, they have the packaging around this part snugly in the bubble packing. And so, you have to pull out, and this part of the arm is not heavily glued. It is not very strong. And so, as soon as I got out the package, this part broke off on my other figure. So I had to call Amazon, and they made good, and they sent me a replacement. But what I did is, instead of working it out like I usually would, I just cut around the hand. But know that when you're dealing with these figures, especially some of the smaller ones, they may not be glued so tight, so you have to be very careful with working that, getting that double joint moving, and even removing it from the package because you can damage them easily. Um, so yeah, we have a double joint here, and then as we go down to the torso, we have a swivel on both, but it really does next to nothing on the OG Scarlett here. You get a little bit more action here, but nothing to write home about. And so we go to ball jointed legs with the cut on the thigh. And we have ball jointed leg. Is there a thigh cut? There is a thigh cut. And we have a double jointed knee on the new one. And on the older figure, we have a double jointed knee. And so that's why I think that, the arm wasn't so much laziness or cheapness. It's just because of the size of the arm. It'd be hard to get a double joint going on there. And then we have a ball joint for the ankle, which I don't know. For some of these figures, it's great for if you want to get dynamic posing of them crouching. But the thing just moves around so much, it's hard to get her to even stand up straight. That's the big trouble I have right now, is that ball jointed ankle. And it kind of gets stuck in weird positions. You have to work it out. Without the stand, you can see this ankle's already at a wonky angle, and they're so hard to work out. But, you're going to have more stability when you get them in those creative poses. And so I believe we covered all of the bits of articulation. So let's get you out of the way here. And yes, this video is longer form because I love action figures. Even before getting into comics, my main foray into nerddom was action figures. And so I am passionate about the plastic. And so the first thing I'm going to suggest for you guys, if you buy any of these retro card G.I. Joes, is you want to have one of these handy, because they come packed, absolutely stacked with accessories. So now let's get back to the hair that I mentioned earlier. One of the interesting accessories is a detachable ponytail. This guy right here, we have more of a straight down the back ponytail, and we have a ponytail with a curve on it, which initially I thought was kind of useless. I mean, if you want to get some movement shots, but then it looks kind of awkward even there, until I started messing with other accessories, like the backpack, for instance. We get the backpack on there, and then we try to, oh, what's this? This is not going to work. I can't get the ponytail. Oh, wait a minute. Here we go. And so it is not a useless accessory. If you're going to have her with, the pack on, that's the ponytail that you want to use. So let's get you into our baggie. And, I'll put all the accessories and the figure itself into the baggie to preserve it, keep it dust free, and keep everything together. But this is a cool looking backpack. We have a lot of texture to it in the design. You can see little compartments, and they really put a lot of effort into the weaving design on a very cool little accessory. So we got that. Put the ponytail back in here. And then let's talk weapons. As we know, Scarlett usually comes with a crossbow. And this is a very cool crossbow that we have here. It's bigger than the one that came with with my pre-existing classified. It's a lot bigger. It comes apart, and it comes with 4 arrows. those, that's one reason I want this bag. But the cool thing is, if you look here in this sheath, it has 4 open spots. And what are we going to put in those 4 open spots? We're going to put these arrows. And the cool thing is these arrows also fit into the crossbow. So you're not going to be running around with an unloaded weapon. I'll mess with that later. Seems I have misplaced an arrow. But that is a very cool weapon. And then as far as guns go, we have her sidearm, which there is no holster for, but that is okay. We have 2 long guns. I'm not sure. I think this may be an AK. Correct me in the comments. Let me know what's up, because I know nothing about weapons outside of action figures. I think this might be an M16. Then again, I don't know. That's just a guess. We have a knife. One thing I will say about these weapons is they are very basic when it comes to color. It's just a heather green with a greenish brown. But we got so many cool accessories. And it's such a cool figure anyway. That's just nitpicking. And I'm not going to fall into that trap. And then we have 2 fists right here, which I will never use, probably because when I post G.I. Joes, I want them with weapons. I want them, moving with the weapons and not so much, punching. But it's nice to have if you want to have them, take some close quarters combat with her punching. I mean, this is a lot of dang accessories, and of course it comes with the G.I. Joe brand and stand. This is a great figure. I mean, they really went all out to delineate this one from the previous Scarletts that I've seen. And I've seen a lot of creative things done on Instagram with the arrows, for instance. Guys taking pictures of her tracking them down, and a guy has an arrow sticking out of the knee joint. Some very fun and cool things that have been done with these accessories. So if you can get it, I highly suggest it. It's at about the $25 price point. But again, that's well worth it. It's a brand new figure, a brand new body mold, a brand new design, a ton of accessories. If you like G.I. Joe, and the same thing with my Duke action figure. It came with just as many accessories. It looks great, and it is more cartoony, comic booky compared to the other classifieds, but it blends in with both. I've done a lot of photos with my Roadblock and my Sergeant Stalker from a couple years ago, along with the newer Spirit Iron Knife and Duke, and they fit right in. It's actually kind of a cool contrast. They kind of stick out a little bit more than the camouflage Roadblock and Stalker that I have. So if you guys like this video, let me know. Let me know your thoughts on this figure if you have it, or if it's something that you want to get. It's available on Amazon still right now. And let me know what your favorite G.I. Joe classified is. Anyway, thank you for watching. Keep buying them figs, especially this one. And I will see you next time with more comic book reviews, more unboxings, and more music as well. If you're new to this channel, I've recently started another show called My Comic Playlist, where I will introduce you to an album that I listen to while reading my comics, and give you my thoughts on it and reasons why you may like it as well. So I'm dropping those every Tuesday, My Comic Playlist. You guys be easy, and I'll see you next time.